Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Class note?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now we are going to see today similarity solution. Okay. Similarity solution means, see, we have a variable, let's say u xt. So these two variables, we are trying to bring it in one variable z, where it is a ratio of these two x and t variables. So this way we can convert PDE to ODE. This is the main aim.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर, सही इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल कैसे है जो ये नया वेरिएबल था एक्स बाय टी?
ये x और y, x और t को एक नए वेरिएबल में कन्वर्ट कर रहे हैं z में, जो सिंगल वेरिएबल होगा।
सर वो एक्स और टी पे डिपेंड तो करेगा ना फिर?
हाँ, वो पहले आप PD to ODE, then solve the ordinary differential equation and then get it back in terms of x and y. We will see.
Okay.
Okay, so we can see this is the simplest nonlinear partial differential equation, where we have a ut plus u and ux. Okay, so now we are assuming that a z variable, new z variable, which is a function of x and t power n. So if suppose n is equal to -1, so it will be x and t in terms of ratio. Okay, so for example, here you will see. So now basically we want to go here. You can. Okay, so this is the new variable, and we are saying that u will be a function of something like this, t power m and fz. So what should be ut? So ut, you just do the derivative, partial derivative of this. Okay, so you will get this. Now there are two terms, so this and this. Okay, again.
Excuse me, sir.
हाँ बोलो.
Sir, why we have taken the form of u in this form, like
Okay.
t ki power m f into z?
Okay, so once we solve it, then it will be clearer. Okay, so basically
sir.
we want to something like x, just you want a new variable z in terms of this. By doing, see, in last class we have seen traveling. No, you have not seen. We will see today. Okay, so just wait for a few minutes, you will get answer.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so you have this ut in this form. So you do the partial derivative with respect to t, you will get this. Now this is you are doing f of t. So basically you are doing fz. So you will get this, and you further solve it, you will get this. Okay. Now if you note, this f is a function of only one variable. Okay. So that's why this prime is. So whenever now onwards, when you will getting the prime, means it respect to the z. Okay. Okay. So now we have this term. Again, simplify it, you will get this. Okay. So now if you see t is still there, and this is the z that you want to convert the partial differential equation in terms of z. Now you again go for ux. So if you do it, you will get this. Okay. So uxx will be this, and put all these terms in the differential equation, meaning here, put all these terms here. So basically we got ut, you got uxx, just put it there. Okay. So now this is the differential equation. So put all these terms, you will get this. Rearrange, you will get this. Now you notice that this f is a function of z, function of z, function of z. The only term that is not in terms of z is this t. Okay. So suppose if you put m plus n, this power is equal to 0, then t will be gone from here. Okay. So now this whole equation is a function of z only. So basically this is the partial, this is ordinary differential equation. So now our aim is to remove this t, so that it should get converted into in the just in one function. So this condition m plus n is equal to 1 is equal to 0. Now we need to get two constants, m and n, but we have only one equation. So it is over determined. Now it is up to us to fix one of either m or n, and then solve the equation. So now if you put m is equal to 0, so this term will be gone. Okay. So if you put m is equal to 0, so you will get n is equal to -1. So these two terms here. So now if you see, there is f prime and f prime here. So take f prime out, f is equal to z. Okay. Now this f prime cannot be 0, because if f prime is equal to 0, means f is equal to constant. Okay. But we don't want this. We don't want the solution where fz is constant. Therefore this should be 0. So f is equal to z, Now, what is the Z? Z is this, okay, xtn, n is equal to -1. So this is this becomes x by t. Okay, so f is equal to z, and it means u is xt t per power 0 m. Now fz is equal to z and m is equal to 0. So basically u is equal to z solution.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so z is equal to x by t. It means the solution of this differential equation is u is equal to x by t. Please note from the yesterday lecture, any partial differential equation has infinite number of solutions. Okay, and various way we can get some of the solution. So in this is the one solution out of infinite solutions corresponding to this differential equation. Okay, so if you are getting this solution, so this solution is called similarity solutions. So similarity solution. Now, is it clear to your question why we are taking in a ratio?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the one solution. Please note, this is the one solution out of infinite solution. Another, you can put here something. Let's say m is equal to 1 and is equal to 0. Okay, if you are able to convert the partial differential equation in terms of ODE, and then you solve the ODE, then you will get another similarity solution.
Yes, sir.
Because see, you have two unknown parameters, but you have only one equation. This is overdetermined. So depending on your choice, you can put m or n as per your wish. Okay, and if you are able to convert into ODE, then you will get the solution. So even the similarity solution, you can get many similarity solutions. Okay, so in this is the one transformation. Basically, this is a transformation by which one can get a solution of partial differential equation. And if new variable that you are constructing z, if it is a ratio of 2, ratio means not just x by t, it may be x by t square, maybe x square by t. Clear? So anything,
Yes,
I mean, the once numerator, it will be one variable, denominator will be another variable, it may be of any polynomial. Okay, so this is the similarity solution. Similarly, we have another example here, so please go through it. Okay, this is the KdV equation. So if you do this transformation, so you will get this ordinary differential equation. So in similarity transformation method, the main aim is to convert partial differential equation into ordinary differential equation. Now, whatever the ordinary differential equation you get, it may not be solvable. Okay, solvable means we may not get exact uh,
Hello.
function of fz. So I mean, the solution is not possible. There are, like all the chaotic systems, I mean, wherever you see the chaotic motion, those systems on those parameters are non-integrable. So Monday we'll have a lecture on integrability, but this is the main aim is to in this lecture main aim is to convert PDE to ODE using certain transformation. Last class we have seen two. Today we have seen similarity transformation. Okay, 1 second. Hello. Okay. So in exam we may ask you to convert partial differential equation to ordinary differential equation by similarity transformation, or we will ask you to find the solution. So suppose if getting solution is difficult, for example,
From which book you are following this topic similarity transformation?
Yes.
hello, sorry,
Sir, from which book you are following this topic similarity transformation?
Drazen and Johnson, all whatever the topic I am considering in solitone partial differential equation, all are from the Drazen. Okay, that
Okay,
you
sir.
have already its electronic version.
Okay, sir.
So now we are going to see again a different way to get the meaning of partial differential equation. Okay, so are you able to see this? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you know what is the meaning of phase velocity and group velocity, but just we are reviewing. So this is a Fourier theorem. It says that any disturbance, okay, can be decomposed into sinusoidal. Sinusoidal means either sine or cos wave component of different wavelengths and amplitude. Now, temporal wave or temporal function means we have something like cos omega t, you are knowing, like if voltage current behavior, it will be just sine or cos. Okay, so sine and cos are considered same. So W is a frequency. It is called sometimes some books you will find as a temporal frequency, and we know how the time period one can get it. Similarly, a spatial disturbance that is written as a Vx, okay, and it is written as a Kx. K is wave number and it is related to the wavelength, okay. So both are same. Only thing is, see, in partial differential equation, where we are considering 1 plus 1 dimension, where one is a x, another is t, okay. So that is why even they are same, we are naming differently. For example, this is the Vt and this is the Vx. So one component in x, another component in t, okay. And only difference is, like here we call as a time period, here it is called wavelength, here it is called frequency, here it is called wave number. Sometimes some books also write a spatial frequency, because both are exactly the same. Only difference is nomenclature. Now, since we are considering 1 plus 1, where we have a spatial and temporal both, so this is called a spatiotemporal. And for a spatiotemporal, we include both x and frequency, I mean the time, okay. So both waves can be written combined way, like kx minus wt. So this is called phase of the wave. Phase means kx minus wt. Take it out k, so it will be this, and this w by k is nothing but v. It is called phase velocity. Clear? So, so this is the phase velocity. So it says that if a pulse or a wave pattern initially created is simply translated through without damping and its slope as a time goes on. So this is a simple, so we have a x, this is the t, and if you have a pulse, it is a moving this direction, this v is a magnitude. Now, since we know x and t, so this is a, there is something missing. Oh, it has been mixed. Anyway, so suppose we have two waves, okay, second wave, and there is a small mismatch in wave number, a small mismatch in frequency, okay. So if both waves are traveling, okay, so you can add, because they are a linear wave, so we can have a linear superposition, you can simply add it. So you will get V1 plus V2 is equal to this. Now, if you look at this, frequency is very small. Here, frequency is higher, wave number is higher. Okay, so it means there are two types of waves moving in this. So if you look at, there is a one envelope, bigger one, and there are a smaller one. Okay. So if frequency is a small, it means time period will be larger. So this one correspond to a small velocity. This high frequency correspond to this. Okay. So it means so high frequency, you can see this. So basically it is a phase type. This is a combinations of many waves moving. So there are two types of movement. One is very fast, but look at this envelope. Okay. So okay. So if you look at the smaller frequency, a smaller frequency means larger time period. So this in one period, let's say you consider just this much. So there are lots of a group of wave. So that is why it is called group velocity. Okay. So group velocity means corresponding to the low frequency. When dw dk goes to 0, this limit, whatever you velocity you are getting, is called group velocity. And we already knowing because v naught is this, so you will get this, and you know the dispersion relation. So you can see in any book, whenever there is a v naught, phase velocity and group velocity are equal, then we can get a non-dispersive situation. But whenever it depends on when v group velocity not equal to vg, then it is called dispersive wave. And this is the usually we get this line v not, I mean the group velocity phase velocity equal. If this dwk is this direction, it is called normal dispersion. If this is here this side, it is called anomalous dispersion. Okay. So this is what this concept we are going to use. And this is already you are knowing from light wave. Okay. And this is a non-dispersive, this is a dispersive. And if waves are, one wave is moving this direction, opposite direction, then we'll add it. After addition you will get this. So you note that frequency correspond to separately, and a space correspond to time separately, and a space separately. So you get a standing wave. So if two waves of a small mismatch in wave number and frequency moves, then we can define phase velocity, group velocity. If they are moving in opposite direction, so we may get a standing wave. So this is the general definition of linear wave. If it is propagating, it may be dispersive, non-dispersive. If it is a standing, it will not move. And dispersive wave may be anomalous or normal. So let us see some example. Okay, this is the before. Okay, this is a linear wave theory, linear differential equation. It is assumed that your solution is something like f x minus ct or fz, where z is equal to x minus ct. It means if you write dz by dt or so how the velocity is, I mean how the motion is, I mean wave is moving. So if wave is moving in x direction with velocity c, x direction with velocity c, certain wave. So if you put this one here, this equation, you will get this. Okay, it means this is one type of solution of this differential equation. Since this is the partial differential equation, 100 in, I mean the infinite solutions are possible. This is the one solution which is called traveling waves. Are you able to see? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so the linear wave. Okay, so if you are considering traveling wave solution, then it means if you are having any pulse, so with time t, this pulse remain the same, it doesn't move anywhere. So this is a linear wave theory, means if you having traveling wave solution, you are starting initial condition, any form of initial condition that travels along with time, there is no distortion. Now this is another again linear wave, linear partial differential equation, but its solution, you convert it, you will see that it is a function of this and this, means one is moving one direction, another is moving other direction. Okay, so this is a linear superposition, we have already seen it. So conclusion is linear wave so in linear case, either propagating or extending, propagating dispersive or non-dispersive. Whenever we have non-linear wave, then situation will be different. Okay, so now you want to see effect of nonlinearity. Before that, let us consider this. This is a linear wave. Let us consider, see, as we have seen beginning, a sinus, I mean, any wave can be decomposed in terms of Fourier modes. So let us consider the wave solution is something like here, okay, complex solution. So, why do you go for always complexification? Like we know Fourier transform. So there also you are using real signal, but we go in complex domain and then get the frequency. So basically doing complexification is nothing but uh, solving the system, solving the equation easiest way and get some more information easily. That's why we do it. Okay, so if you consider this way, put it back here. Okay, so you will get this relation, and this W is equal to Ck. So dW is dk is nothing but group velocity. Okay, so if you calculate group velocity, it is coming the same, phase velocity equal to group velocity. So it means this is a non-dispersive equation. So you take any wave and it will keep on going without any distortion in wave. Now let us consider diffusive wave. Suppose you have this equation. Here if you see there are we are doing twice derivative. So again assume wave solution something like this. Put it here. You will get this, and we got a relation with W and K something like this. Okay. So you got W. So put it here in the equation, you will get uxt this, take it out real parts, this is the complex part. So this is nothing but, see here, minus sign. So this is the damping and this is the oscillatory, because any I theta will be always oscillatory function. Any complex in domain, it will be oscillatory function. So you will get both type. So this is what any wave, if you are starting, it will oscillate and it will move on, but this will damp out. Okay. And if you look at, so this frequency, it has a complex part also. If you want to get group velocity, so you don't have to consider the complex part. So basically here you will get the same. So in this equation, this is a non-dispersive, but it is dissipative. Okay. Non-dispersive in the sense that both are equal. Damping is this. So basically in partial differential equation, this dissipation term is usually used, not damping. Okay, like in OD used to do damping, refer as a damping, but mostly people use dissipative or dissipation, meaning is same. Now look at the dispersive wave. So this equation, it has the 3 times derivative. Assuming this solution, put it here and you get this, and you got W is equal to this. So Vp will be what? Vp will be W by K, and Vg is nothing but dW by dK, as we have seen in the beginning. So Vp is coming this, Vg is coming this. It means Vp and they are not equal. So this is the dispersive. Meaning of dispersion is, suppose you have started this wave with time t. So at later time, this wave will be something like this. Area, let's say, remain the same, but shape will be changed. So this is the meaning of dispersion. Meaning it, I mean the wave packet or wave get dispersed along x. This is the meaning. So you have we have seen a system, all are linear. So a system which has dispersion or dissipation, or without any, no dispersion, no dissipation, then wave will keep on going. If there is a dissipation, wave will dissipate, damped out. After a certain time, there will be no wave. In dispersive case, wave will dispersed. Suppose we have nonlinear, then what will happen? Okay. Nonlinear case, let us consider the solution is like traveling wave of velocity is equal to u itself. Now put this solution here, it is satisfying. It means this nonlinear system has at least one solution, something like this, where we have a dx by dt velocity proportional to u. It means so let's say proportional to u, and x t, and this is the u, and u started beginning at this. Okay, so if you look at, so this is exactly this situation, and see here is time. So at t is equal to 0, wave is similar to this. Okay, but later time t, you note that here u is higher. So let's say velocity is proportional to amplitude u. So at this point, it will be high velocity. So in x direction, it will start bending. Again, here is a high velocity. So this part will move faster. Okay, so it will be something like this, and this is what it is called breaking point. So if nonlinear, if the system is nonlinear, then velocity may depends on the amplitude of the wave, and if this is the case, then after certain time wave will break. Okay, so this is the effect of nonlinearity. Now why? Hello, 1 second please. Okay, so are you able to see this slide? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us consider, how do I write? Okay, so let us consider this equation. So we have 3x here. So it means this is a dispersive. We have the nonlinearity. Okay, so this is what we are going to show is, if you have a dispersion and nonlinearity, then what type of wave one can get it. In ODE, we know we have a dissipation plus nonlinearity, then we got oscillation periodic orbit and some chaotic orbit. Similarly, in partial differential equation, if you have a dispersion and if you have a nonlinearity, then what will happen? This is what we are going to show in next slide. This probably I have not shared this slide. I will do that today. So this system we are going to use a lot. Okay. Now suppose you have a dispersion. So you have this pulse, this wave, after certain time, area remain the same, but it is getting distributed. Okay. Suppose we have a nonlinearity, then this will bend or bend. So now, is there possibility so that a equation which has both, so whenever it is going like this disturbance is keeping it back. So if at t is equal to 0, whatever the wave you are considering, later on it's remain the same. So in a system where we have a dispersion, where we have a nonlinearity, effect of both may give you certain type of solution where shape of the wave will not change with time. If this is the case, and if this is the solution, then it is called solitone. Clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if a system has dispersion and nonlinearity, combined effect will be a type of solution where waveform, whatever you are considering, whatever the pulse you are considering, keep on going in x and t, but it will not change its shape and size and its velocity. That is why we called it a solitone. So next few slides, we are going to see the solution. Okay, so we are using this, I mean, the next class, and so you are going to study this equation. It has a dispersion and nonlinearity, then see its effect, and see that there is a possibility of having a solution, something like solitone. So these two waves are moving, colliding, and separating each other. Okay, see, in one wave it is moving. Suppose you have two waves. Where do I stop? Anyway, now you see that this two wave, one has high amplitude, another has low amplitude. So high amplitude means it has a high velocity, and low amplitude means it has a low velocity. So high velocity one will uh, uh, after meeting with low one, it will move away faster. So it is happening. So two waves, they are meeting and they are moving away. So they are not getting in, I mean, they are colliding, they are, you can say, they have the interaction, but before and after the interactions, shape of these both pulses are remain the same, and as well as their velocity. So if you have a solution like this, it is called solitone solution. This is a two solitone solution, and this is just for example. Smaller one, larger one, they are meeting, interacting, colliding, whatever you say, and after that they are moving away. Okay. Okay. Now this is the three solitones. They are interacting and they are separating each other. So the same equation, KdV equation, we have a three solution. Same thing. Like this is the one. This is you can say there is a thread, and these are the pins. Okay, that usual pin. they are putting there, and this side and this side, two waves are created. One is moving this direction, one other is moving this direction. They are meeting each other and again getting separated. So this is not in this model, but we will see in other system. Like this is the breather solitone. So it is moving, but just going up and down. A standing breather. Kick and two solitones are coming, and they are moving with some phase flip. This is the king solitone. In Burger equation, you will get. We are going to study this solitone, and this is the famous. Look at this. It was first observed by Russell in okay in 1858, and see, this is his observation, and see there is one wave here. So this is the wave, and they are moving, and this keep on going. Okay, so the first observation was done, but around 67 in 60s, after one can say after 100 years, the people started understanding these solitonic solutions, because it was not solvable at that time. So once after the computer, they started doing on the computer, and then they developed this field. So this is the movie. Like this wave, you can see it is keep on going. So these are the type of solutions in dynamical system where we have infinite dimensionality, and we get solitonic solution. So now next class we are going to do analytical study, and analytically we will show that there are solitonic solutions possible in dynamical system, and you can do with analytically as well, not only on computer. Okay, so tomorrow we will see KDB equation, and I will share this slide today. Any questions?
Okay, sir. No, sir.
Okay, sir. कोई question. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
आ जाओ लकड़ बग्गो मैदान में